Yo, yo, yo. Let me update my kick title. Yo, yo, yo. What is good? Just chatting. Let's update. Yo, yo, yo. Let's make sure we're good here. Make sure everything's alright. Think our audio's good. Let me make my Twitter post. Let's go. Okay. Alright, so let's jump back into this. Let's review what we have to build today, what we've built, what we are building, and what we're gonna accomplish. So first things first, let me get some water. Okay, cool. Now let's review what we're building, and then we will go over what we have to build left and what we've done so far. So first things first, we are building a voice app, essentially a spin-off of everyone's favorite social media app. But the spin-off is you can only use voice to leave comments, so there is no text allowed. Everything is based on voice. Just kind of giving a different perspective, letting people kind of voice their opinion, so to speak, actually using their voice versus these long paragraph format things. So I think people would like to hear voice and just have something that's just voice only, just to create a different experience. That's all. And we're doing this to kind of go through the process with Play. As I mentioned before, Play Creative, iOS. They're a really neat tool. They allow you to not only prototype, but bring to life from start to finish a production ready app from your prototype. So most of the time, just to kind of give you guys some background on like the eras for people who are younger and weren't designing 5 years plus, there was a lot of prototyping tools. Even Framer was one. How ironic, right? Envision was one. There are a couple others, but their whole purpose was literally just prototyping. And what's so cool about Play is because they're using native gestures, interactions, you're literally able to publish and produce a real app just from your design or from prototyping what you imported. So yeah, pretty cool. Check them out. I really like this app. I'm just trying to work with it more and start shipping more things and using this more for my clients. So this is what I am using here, if anyone is curious. And then of course Figma. We'll be using Figma here to build this out. So what is left to create? So far what we've created is this explore page, we'll call it. We've created the comment section here, drop downs. We've created the heart toggles. The next thing we're going to create are these tab pages. So We do have the activity here. We do have the explore. And this should be named something else. This probably the feed. Okay, yeah, I labeled it feed right here. So this would be the feed page. This would be the explore page. So we need to add those to the navigation in order to correctly tag and set up our nav. So before we start that, let's go ahead and figure out the pages that we do need left. So we designed the profile page in Figma, so we're going to need to create that in Play. And then aside from the profile page, we need to add a edit profile. There's a button here, so we will need an edit profile page as well. So let's go ahead and just write that out so that way we are aware of what is needed down the line. And we also have a activity page that we already have in Play, and where we're gonna pull that up is probably up here somewhere next to like the gear icon, or we'll figure something out. But we do need to create that button that leads to this activity page. Probably like a notification bell right here or something. And then we have the edit profile. We have the profile page. What else do we need? And just to look back here, we did use Lovable just to have fun and create something. So I want to go ahead and load this up just to see what other functionalities we have real quick that we need. So we have the settings here. Yeah, the settings page. Did I already add that? Let's just add that. What does that edit profile look like versus the settings page? I think we'll need to design that for sure. So let's go ahead and design that. Edit profile and the settings page are definitely going to be two separate things. And then as well, from there we're pretty good. Tagged, these will be tabs, activity, create a post. We will definitely do that. We need to create that and what that looks like. That's essentially this here, but if people want to actually post on the feed, so we need to create that. Create a post. All right, and now that is, I think, the rest of the pages that we need. Yeah, I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and start building this out, profile page out in Play. So let's go ahead and create a new screen here. I'm going to enable this, the profile. Cool. And then now as we go up, we are going to follow the parameters that we use in Figma. And first things first is figuring out what are the Z stacks, what are the C stacks, C stacks, H stacks, and what we need to go ahead and get started on that. So just checking if we have any wrappers that I could just kind of pull from here to make things quicker, but we do not, which is fine. Okay, let's go back to our page here. So first things first, we do see for sure we're going to need a stack for the grid here, the photos, probably an H stack, and then we're going to need a tabs function here. We have a button here, just a regular stack, and then probably just a V stack just to make things easier. And then a H stack here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, is that text, what size is that? Let's go ahead and pull that from here. What size did we use? 20 SF Pro display medium. So let's go ahead and add that. It's going to be a V stack. Profile wrapper. Going to add the text here. It's going to be a SF Pro display is medium 20 and the width of 368, right? Yeah. $368 should be good there. Label that username, profile, and then center that over. How far up is this from this? So I would say if we're going to add these icons here that we plan to add, we'll just use squares right now just to replicate them, but 38, 38, 35. So we'll keep these about the same height. 38, 38. And we'll keep that as such, just so we know the height here. I want to say like a 65. A 7. Let's do a margin 7 because we're just going to add the icon right now. Hold on, we've got chat to read, exacting. I can't even say your username, bro. Tired of streaming to 0. I am not gonna click that spam chat, but it's part of the game, bro. You gotta get used to just streaming with no one in it right now. SVG icon. We're going to add that. We're gonna label it setting. Icon profile, and we're going to look for that icon. So SVG, why can't I find it? Yeah, SF symbol, that's why. Settings, icon profile. It's going to be a gear, and we would like it to be filled. How big is that? 38 by 38. 38. Change the color of that to match the black we are using in Figma. Detach. All right. We could probably make that smaller. But let's go ahead and align that to the right. It's very interesting here. Why is this not showing up? Is this direction alignment off? It definitely shouldn't be. Let's see here. Definitely is off. So let's go ahead and figure that out. Let's see, username, profile. Probably best to move it that way. Just want to test if it really is. Yeah, it is. So the X and Y position would be 23X. Y is 346. So the y-axis is 346, which I don't think is right either. $38 for the x-axis. We are going to need a margin up top, at least 10. And in this case, this will be my username, right? Under this, we're going to add a H stack. This is going to be the user follower count, we'll just call it, for lack of better terms. Place the image there. Image, profile page. Let's export this image. Or if it comes with one, that works even better. So this image is radius of 70. And it is 76 by 76. Nice, nice, nice. And then let's autofill it. What we got here? Cool, we got a little image there, auto-filled. Let's make sure this H stack is the same with 368. 368. How far from this? 11. So 11 margin from the top. Nice. Okay. Let's increase this real quick. You know what we didn't add is a navigation bar. So let's go ahead and add our tab bar there. All right. And the height of that is going to be 76. So let's go ahead and adjust the height of the user follow count wrapper. Make sure that is aligned. And it's going to be, I'm gonna say another H stack. It's gonna be the follow wrapper, followers wrapper, and that way we're going to add a Z stack within that. I know, kind of complex, right? Followers. And then we'll add 2 text elements inside that followers wrapper. The size of that text is going to be the same as this here, so I think truthfully we could just copy paste it, speed up that process a little earlier there. Follow our number. Yep, this is ours is a post number, I should say. We got to be specific. Post number. And this is not going to have anything there. We're going to put 89, copy that. Okay, and then we got to add another text there. That is SF Pro Medium 13, so let's go ahead and do that. Follower, we'll say label. And this is post. What's the size of that font? It is SF Pro Medium 13, so it'll be display Medium 13. Medium 13. And the gray, I think we used a different gray for one of our other ones, but let's confirm. Yeah, there's the, let's confirm. It is that gray, so we're good. Let's go ahead and make this gray. All right. So we're going to copy that 3 times. Okay. And then the width of this, if I can put it in a container, it's 225. So let's make the width of that 225. And then we're going to position this to the right. And voila. We have everything lined up where we want it to be. The height of this is 46, so we'll decrease the height so that doesn't overlap. And if we could, let's lower that to match the center there. Nice. Okay. Definitely gonna need to decrease this. This is like way too big. Too much of an eyesore, if I'm being honest. Yeah, there you go. And then let's go ahead and see here. The name and bio. So is this the same thing here? No. It's going to be 16. So let's go ahead and add that text here. And then it's going to be called user first name. Oh, we'll just put my name, but we'll title it I guess you guys can just fucking see my name. Doesn't matter, right? And then let me just check this real quick. After that, we will then have another text, which I think would probably be the same size, 12. Yeah, 12. So let's go ahead and add that. I think this is medium. If I'm not mistaken, it was 16. Yeah, 16. 16. Let's make sure it matches the right black. Okay, and then we'll give this the width of 368 so it aligns where it needs to. And then I'm going to add another piece of text. Just copying what I input in here. It's going to be user bio 368. And that size is a 12 regular. Okay. Pro display. Regular. 12. Might be too fucking small. I'm gonna add the color of the text. That's way too small. That's better. Just match it. 16. What's the spacing between these two? Is a 9. Let's give 11 and a 9 on top here. So top 11, bottom 9. That's way too much on the bottom. I'm not gonna lie to you. 4, 5, 6. I like a good 3. Alrighty. So it's coming to life there. Then we're gonna have a edit profile button right under that. So let's go ahead and add a button. Where's the fuck's the button at, bro? I guess oh, right here. Duh. This is going to be edit profile button. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay. This button will have an edit profile. It's going to be with 368. The height is 45. I think that might be pretty big, but we will deal with it. No tint, just an outline. You don't want this filled. We do not want this filled. Let's customize this here. Where's the stroke color? Alright, we can add that. Yeah, because we're not going to add any no, yes we can. Yes we can. We'll make it this color here. F3. Dude, have I been using my mouse this whole time? I'm literally like, I have a trackpad. I felt like things were taking way longer to click, and the whole time it makes sense. I was using the damn mouse instead of my external trackpad, dude. Yeah, way easier. Holy shit. So let me make sure shit is right here. Why can't I change the radius on this? That's so weird. I wonder if there's just any styling there and that's why. Super weird, but nothing to dwell over right now. We will copy the text. Let's going to be, or the button is going to be, is that saying title? Yeah, it is the title. We don't want to edit the title. Button tint. That's weird. Okay. It's gotta be the black that we use. So let's go ahead and update that. Okay, so that didn't fucking work, but let's turn the opacity up. There we go. Edit profile. There we go. I'm gonna customize that to be the same black. Okay. So what's the margin between this button and this text here? 19. Okay. We'll give this margin of bottom 19. Cool. We have the profile being built right here. And then we are going to add a tab section under this. So let's go ahead and add that. I know they have it here. I've seen it. Segmented control. Here we go. User profile segments. It's my first time using this, so let's have fun with this here. 1, 2, and 3. So it's going to be post. And voices. So let's hope it just goes off of that. Fire. Fire. There's no reason for that to be that fire. Very simple. And what's the padding between this? 16. Margin top 16. All right. We are getting somewhere. Nice, 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 nice. Already there natively. It's why we love Play. In terms of designing this, it's about 35 height. So we'll change the height to be about 35. That's really it. That's really it. We'll care about the styling after, to be honest. We just want to get this going. So now how do we actually use segmentation now for the content under that? Oh, we choose it right here. I see, I see, I see. I see, I see, I see. Let me turn on my AC chat. Let me turn on my AC. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, bruh. All right. Turn that shit on. Let's go ahead and build out this grid. So this grid here is going to be an H-stack. Did I build it out already? Yeah. Let's save ourselves the time. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. I said real. Okay. What is the spacing between this and the tabs? 10. Margin. Profile. Grid wrapper. Wait, did I actually just change that? Wait, what? Play is dope for that. That's fire. I just took the parameters and was able to change the class name without it like having to reset the parameters again. That is clutch. What is the spacing between this again? 10. Top 10. Oh shit. I'm probably gonna have to not probably, I am going to have to put this in its own wrapper to have it scroll like this one does here, but we will do that when the time comes. For now, I just want to make sure we get this right. But how do we use, like, how do we get the segments to work here? You get what I'm saying? Maybe there's an element here we need to add. Interesting, chat. Interesting. Well, at least we have the buttons here to actually begin work. Let's lower this. I do think the top 57 is not needed. All right. So we created that page, the profile page. We're going to need to create the edit profile, the setting, and to create a post. I want to create the create a post first. I do like this right here. So let's go ahead and just like copy that and do that next. So cool to see this come to life. Create a post. Awesome, awesome. So we're going to use the same, I guess, approach as we did with our profile. We're not going to have these headers here. Just not realistic because the create a post is probably going to have that type of modal effect. See how it kind of slides up here. So to create that consistency, we're just gonna keep that as is. Well, we could see how it looks, but I genuinely don't think it's gonna look good like that. So you just don't see that often. So let's go ahead and jump right in. What is the size of this here? 20 medium Pro F display. Interesting. Maybe we should. Maybe we should add a top bar. Should we copy the same style? Visibility show. We'll keep that as is. So clicking create a post, we're gonna have this box here. Probably gonna have to redesign this in Figma just so I have the actual pixels. Jeez, I cannot talk. So in this case, I'm gonna keep this for width purposes. So we have a square with the outline dashed. So let's go ahead and add that. We can literally just use this here. Make this taller. Delete this, delete this. Add a stroke, it's going to be dashed. A dash, like that's good enough. The color of the dash, I'm going to say the same as this, with no fill. Maybe a little darker. Maybe a little darker. What color is this here? No, we'll use B, 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 A, B, A. Okay, well, we'll use that. A, B, A, B, A. That's better. And then let's jump back to here, icon, select a photo or video to share. Okay, so let's go back. In this case, it's gotta be this. Select a video or photo to share. So a video or photo to share. Is that how they spelled it out? No. Let's just copy it just in case. And then we'll create another icon here in a second. Oh, let's ungroup this. Okie dokie. .302. Center that. And we're gonna have the uploaded image. Do they allow that here? I would assume so, right? Dang, do they allow that? I would think so. Choose from gallery. So we're gonna have a button there, essentially. And that button's gonna be, let's say, the same size as this. Choose from gallery. All right. Small little icon right here just for the example purposes here. Choose from gallery. Okay, I think we got what we want here. And then it's what, quick select demo. What does this mean, quick select? Ah, like drafts. It's nice. Bring this down here. 30. Quick select demo. What is, oh, this is drafts. All right, so now we have an idea of what needs to be built there in the parameters. So let's go ahead and bring this to life. All right. So first things first. How far is this from the title? About 30. In this case, how far are these from the title? About 35. Okay. So we'll do that. Create a post wrapper with a padding of 35. And then we're going to drop in a box, well, a Z stack, or V stack, I should say. I'm going to drop in a V stack. And it's going to be 368 width. Let's put the border on right now. Oh yeah, we got the dash size going on right now. Let's fucking go. B8888. So let's make this stack. B8888. Border width is 1. Dash size is like, I want to say 20. Yeah, it is 20. The stack is 368. Let's mess with these dashes more. I think they need to be bigger. Alright. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead and label this the post upload wrapper. And remember, in this wrapper, going to have a icon, in this case a SF symbol, text. So let's go ahead and copy that, text, and a button. And a button. The height of this is 188, so we'll go ahead and make the height of that 188. Let's go ahead and find a camera to replicate this here. Camera. Make that shit a different color. It's gonna be gray. It should be BA. This text is going to be, it's the same size as what? Where did I pull this from? SF Pro 14. FB. That's not the right color, y'all. BA. Okay. In terms of the button here, I do filled, custom. I essentially want the same button. Choose from gallery. Size of that button, 45. Height is 45. The width is 293 for this button. And we're gonna make sure this is centered here. This wrapper. All right. The gap from this text and the button is 13. Margin 13 from the bottom. From the image, 7. 7 from the bottom for this camera. Then we're going to center this here. But before we do that, let's add this margin. $38, okay. The top 38. Let's remove this here. Padding 38. 20, 20. And then we're just gonna have an outline. So I think the outline should be FB, or is it B8? Yeah, I keep saying that. So the fill is none. No, it's B8. You guys are hearing me think in real time. Cool. Let's change that SF symbol to upload up or upload. What the fuck icon is that? Fucking what icon is that? Gallery. Load. Share. Yeah, to share. Choose from gallery. And then under that, we have draft, right? We decided with drafts. So let's pull this out. SF Pro 20. This is the draft header. Right, 368. Drafts. SF Pro, medium, 20. $30 margin top. And there we go, voila. Why is that shit scrolling for? All right, so we created the create a post page. Now to create, what happens when we do click on the draft? That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a component, I'm pretty sure. Just like how we did for this here. So I think that's all we'll go through here today on stream. Just want to recap what we went through and what we will be bringing to life next time. So we built out the profile page and the create a post page, and next time we will bring to life this profile page through the tab bar, get these buttons working, create the edit profile and settings pages along with the create a post draft and what that looks like. So say we choose from the gallery here, from Lovable. Does it allow that? I'm pretty sure it does. We'll create, it doesn't anymore. Oh, here we go. For the sake of examples, we'll use this an example here. Upload, and it shows our image. And then we share it, and voila. So that's what we will do next. So build out those pages and start piecing together these scenarios. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty happy about that. This profile, go on to the profile page. Voice, explore. Let's go to the feed page. Create a post. So we'll go to profile real quick. Okay, bada bing. Go to explore. Go to create a post. Definitely interesting here. We're getting closer. We're doing a lot more piece by piece, step by step, y'all. We are adding this. Bring that to life. Very exciting. All right, well, thank you guys for joining. That is part 5 of watching me build my app from scratch, from start to finish. Catch me on part 6 live here on Kick, and you could rewatch all my live streams on YouTube at blurredxyz. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Have a good one.